one of my largest clients, a doctor in town, invited me to go to prison. Invited me to go to Sandy Ridge Prison, which is now closed. And I said, man, I don't go to prison. A bunch of convicts and dirt and all that stuff. And it was really funny. I couldn't tell him no, so I went. And for the first time, I felt free. So I went back again and again. Went home, told my wife, I said, I'm gonna quit. We're gonna, with this other guy, we're gonna form a ministry, and I'm gonna start doing prison ministry.
Wow.
And next thing you know, within a month, I'm in prison ministry, not knowing squat. Walked away from my job, and she supported it, and got involved with prison fellowship in the interim, doing seminars, teaching seminars in prison for them. Went to work with them in the early 80s because I just had an aftercare program that I employed ex-offenders, and we actually gave them a job in a furniture store, and they worked there, and then we helped them, rehabbed them back into society, and took the state directorship of North Carolina. And our goal was to get prison ministry in every prison. About along in that time is when Aaron, Republican governor, comes in and appoints a black guy as Secretary of Correction, which I was reading the paper, black Baptist minister. So I got on my phone, called information, said the number of Aaron Johnson's house. So I called him at home on a Sunday afternoon. I said, you don't know me, but I'm with Prison Fellowship. I'm really interested in meeting you, and I think we need to have prayer together. He said, well, come by my office Monday morning. That's going to be my first day in the office. And so I truck on down to Raleigh, and Miss Simpson was sitting on there, and the desk, I didn't know her. I said, Miss Simpson, I'm Richard Payne. I'm supposed to see Aaron. She said, I don't have you on the book. I said, well, I talked to him yesterday at home. And so I ended up going into his office, and we introduced ourselves and had prayer. And from then on, we were sort of tied to the hip for a long time. Told him I wasn't looking for a job, didn't need a job, had too many jobs. And we had prayer, and whenever he needed anything, he called me. Every time there was an execution, I spent the whole time with him, from the 3 days prior and usually 3 days afterwards, and up into the night until the man was executed. I think we went through 3 or 4 executions. We traveled a little bit together, and I asked him to go to Washington with me. We were in Prison Fellowship was in a financial crunch. We were about $3 million down. Not much chance for new programs. But Aaron kept talking about, let's do revival in every prison in North Carolina. Sounded good to me. Was my goal, to be in every prison. And so Aaron agreed to go. So Jim Crossingham, who was a guy in Mount Airy that owned Spencer's Inc., happened to have a King Air. So I called Jim. I said, Jim, would you fly us to Washington? And he said, sure. I mean, that's sort of the way it worked. I just asked and they'd say, sure. So we went. We flew up to Washington and was walking through the hallways, just taking Aaron around, and just so happens, as it happened to be, there was a board meeting during that time period. I said, that's good timing. And walking through the halls, Tom Pratt, who was the new president, and I didn't know Tom that well. I said, Tom, I'm North Carolina director. We met at the Cove, and da-da-da-da-da. I said, I have Aaron Johnson, Secretary of Correction. He wants to present an idea to the board. Tom said, no way, dude. We just don't have time. We're busy. We're financial. I said, okay. So we went about our business, and about 10 minutes later, Tom comes and said, we'll give you 5 minutes. So took Aaron in, introduced him to our board. And Chuck happened to be there, and that 5 turned into an hour and a half.
Wow.
And so you've talked to Aaron, you know Aaron, you met Aaron, you know how it goes. He's a very disarming kind of fella. He uses that old country, I'm an old country boy, and I don't know too much, and help me through this, here I am in the big city, and next thing you know, he's talking forever, he just knows how to do it. He's very, very good. And so from that, they put in a grant with the McClellan Foundation. And here we ended up with $2 million to do revival in North Carolina.